Alrighty, just gonna set this up. Make sure we're all good here. All right. Well, hey, it's Chris, back you again with another video. So today we're talking about Black Lightning Season 1, Episode 6, 3 Sevens, The Book of Thunder. This episode, I'm trying to think. I'm blanking here. What did happen this episode? So, and this is a part of a protest, gets arrested again. All right. Bit of an issue there. Okay. Yeah, so pretty much in this episode, Anissa's protesting this Confederate statue. They're really trying to, compare to real life. She gets arrested, and then later on, there's like they pretty much do a version of Charlottesville in Freeland, where these Nazis protest come have a counter protest, and then one of the Nazis ends up killing one of the protesters. Nissa gets pissed. She comes back with superpowers, destroys the statue. So that whole thing, again, Anissa's on her hero's journey. We know that she's going to be Thunder and essentially be Jefferson's sidekick. So, a slow burn with that again, even though by the end of the episode, I think it's pretty clear where it's going to go. I personally thought like the Charlottesville illusion was a little too on the nose. I mean, the scenario they described was like Charlottesville exactly. And like I get what the writers are trying to do. I understand, completely understand what they're trying to do. But sometimes I feel like you can be a little too on the nose, where it's like, like I felt like you could have had that situation happen in a slightly different way. Like instead of like a peaceful protester being hit by a car, I wish, I don't know, the protester was killed or something in some other way, just so it wasn't like, which shows, with art, you can push certain ideas and whatnot in very creative ways and make people think instead of like literally just copying what happened in real life. So I thought that was kind of weird. Jennifer and her boyfriend break up, so after Khalil learns that he can't walk again, he's not been talking to Jennifer. She's also getting bullied at school. They're calling her like a white girl. Pretty much like since Jennifer comes from a good family, she's being bullied because of that. And now Khalil's turned on her, and he actually blames her for getting shot. He said, "If I didn't go to that protest with you, I never would have gotten shot." So that was it was pretty sad. Obviously, she had no idea, and it's kind of lame that he would do that. But at the end of the episode, they're setting up Khalil. Actually, I'm gonna cover up the light there. At the end of the episode, they're setting up Khalil to team up with Tobias, and I'm assuming that Tobias is going to cure him of his not being able to walk, and he'll probably be some sort of villain. So that'll be interesting, and I guess in a way it gives like a villain. If the boyfriend truly does become evil, or at least is in an antagonistic role, we're going to have a villain. Jennifer will have a villain that's connected to her. So I thought all that was good. What else happened? And Jefferson, he wants to kill Tobias. He almost does it. He's been fighting with Lynn this whole episode. He's been, still fighting with Lynn. She doesn't want to be Black Lightning, And then Jefferson, he's about to kill Tobias, and then Lynn finally gives in, and she gives him a speech about, hey, I know, I like Jefferson Pierce, but Black Lightning's always gonna be a part of you, and I'm just gonna have to get over it. Though at the end of the episode, because of what happens, she still seems like she kind of has attitude. Like she's still like Black Lightning. So I'm kind of getting really at this point we're in episode 6 where we're approaching like the middle of the season. I'm getting a little annoyed with Lynn's character. Like at the end of the day, you're either going to be Team Black Lightning or you're not. You know. Like at some point she's gonna have to make that choice, and because she goes back and forth, and she's like, "Well, Jeff, Black Lightning is a part of you. Oh, but I don't want you to get hurt." Excuse me. It gets to a point where it's just like, girl, you gotta make a choice. Either you're gonna ride or die with the superheroes or you're not. So I was a little annoyed with that, but yeah, Jefferson doesn't kill Tobias, and Lynn seems like she was kind of okay. And we also see that Gamby has a relationship with gosh, I forget this woman. I forget the woman's name. I'm gonna look her up really quick. Tobias's boss. What? Lady Eve. That's her name, Lady Eve. So it looks like Gambi has some relationship with Lady Eve back in the day. So at this point, I think it's safe to say we can't really trust Gambi. Trust Gambi. Like he may be on Jefferson's side and he sees Jefferson as a friend, but we can't trust him completely because dude is sketch. Like dude has a past and he's really not being honest with Jefferson. Jefferson even picks up on it when he's like, "Yo, you've been really gung ho about me being Black Lightning, but whenever I mention Tobias, you kind of freak out a little bit. You know, what's going on?" So yeah, you can't trust Gambi, and I'm hoping that we see more of that. We see more of why he's like that as the series goes forward. We also get a flashback for Jefferson. We see how his father died. I'm assuming that his father was some sort of journalist, maybe, and maybe he wrote about Tobias. I think probably when Tobias was a politician, and then Tobias killed him in front of him. So now we've seen why Jefferson hates Tobias. You know, pretty Batman-y origin. You know, see your parents die in front of you. So that was all good, and the end of the episode was my favorite part. So Lynn is in her lab. Some of Tobias's dudes presumably break in. She break in. Anissa shows up first. Anissa fights off the guys in front of Lynn, and then Jefferson, as Black Lightning shows up, thinks that Anissa is the one who's trying to hurt Lynn. So they get into a fight. And this is the first time in Black Lightning we've seen two people with powers actually fight. Before, it's kind of been either Anissa or Jefferson sort of dominating regular people. And it was actually pretty good. You know, it's shown that she's able to resist his lightning to an extent. And when she hits Jefferson, she's actually able to hurt him. But eventually, Anissa runs out of juice, and Jefferson zaps Anissa, and then he realizes that it's his daughter, you know, and then Lynn's upset because her daughter's hurt, obviously, and, you know, they take her back. You know, they say, oh, she's got a mild concussion. You know, she's going to be okay. She wakes up in the bed, and I'm assuming this is the point where all three of them are going to be on the same page. You know, Jeff and Lynn now know that Anissa has powers. Anissa's going to know that her dad is Black Lightning. And we see from the preview that at least Anissa wants to team up with Jefferson and be a superhero. And I'm assuming that Jeff and Lynn are going to be like, no, you can't be a hero. And she's going to have to prove herself to Jefferson at some point in order to officially be a sidekick. And, you know, Anissa's powers essentially make her bulletproof. So I think in a way, her and Jefferson teaming up would actually make Jefferson safer. Because Lynn is always worried about Jefferson getting hurt. But if the two of them going out and fighting all the time, you know, a daddy-daughter duo, well then at least they can watch each other's backs. And it's not like either of them are going out alone to go fight. So in a way, it's a solution to the problem that, you know, everyone's been having with Jefferson, where it's like, hey, you're one guy, you could easily die. You know, Black Lightning, he's got cool powers, but he doesn't wear a helmet. You could just shoot him in the head. So it looks like they're going to solve that. So overall, this episode started off kind of slow, but the end picked up, and the Jefferson and Nissa fight was great. I'm going to go ahead and give this episode an 8 out of 10. Definitely not my favorite episode. Like I said, I thought the Charlottesville illusion was kind of just meh done. Like, they could have done that a lot better. But I really enjoyed the character interactions as usual. Lynn needs to kind of get over herself, but I at least like that we're getting progression. You know, Jefferson and Anissa now know that they both have powers. Each other has powers, so hopefully they can work together. You know, lots of other shows like Arrow and Flash have definitely built up the sidekick thing a lot slower. So, you know, we're only on episode 6, and they know, so thank God. And I'm excited to see what happens next with the series. Hopefully we get a Tobias Jefferson confrontation at some point. I would like to see Jefferson see Tobias in his real life, like human life, and not be able to do anything. Sort of like I remember in Daredevil, where Daredevil meets Wilson Fisk, you know, outside of his Daredevil suit, and then he kind of has to be nice to him, even though he knows who he is. So, yeah, good episode of Black Lightning. Let me know what you think about the episode in the comments below, and hit the like button and subscribe if you like this video. And, yeah, loving Black Lightning. So until next time, I'll catch you all later. Peace. Sorry about the light. It's a weird angle. Probably should have done like one of these. Yeah. But, you know, thanks again. Bye-bye.